Moving up in weight, how does your body feel? Because people on social media, they're like, oh, look at Bud's shoulders, blah, blah, blah.
I feel good. At 7 pounds gonna help. You know, you don't gotta struggle and focus on losing weight. Still gonna have to lose weight, but at 7 pounds gonna benefit.
Terence Crawford's training sessions have been so impressive that even his critics are starting to believe he'll defeat Canelo Alvarez. Not only has he added size, but he's also sharpened his speed, technique, and overall skill set. Bud, Crawford looks more complete than ever, and here's what a typical day in his training camp looks like.
Good, I feel strong. I'm already in shape. Now when we go back to Colorado, it's just turning it up another level and getting the things that we need to sharpen.
With a powerhouse team of seasoned coaches like Brian McIntyre, Benny the Boxer, and other top-tier professionals, Terence Crawford is guided by the best in the business. His training is anything but like every routine, and every meal is expertly designed to maximize performance. His day starts early with a long-distance run, laying the foundation for the elite athleticism he brings to the ring. Crawford returns for a carefully planned breakfast before diving into intense boxing sparring and weight training sessions, structured throughout the day with strategic breaks. But before we get into the details of his leaked training footage and daily regimen, let's take a look at how fans reacted to what they saw. Go Champ! First boxer in history to be undisputed in 3 weight classes come September. The whole world will recognize Terence Crawford as one of the greatest of all time. One fan wrote, not everyone was convinced though. One commenter, clearly backing Canelo Alvarez, tried to downplay Crawford's efforts, writing, "It doesn't matter how much weight you gain, Canelo Alvarez will mess you up. He's not Madrimov, and this isn't your weight class. If you really want to protect your legacy, walk away from the fight and spare yourself the embarrassment."
We going up November 20th.
One fan, fully confident in a Crawford victory, didn't hold back. "This isn't a joke anymore. If Canelo wins, I'll stop watching boxing." No way, he wins after that performance against William Skull. The man can't cut off the ring. He's slow, unaggressive, and y'all think he's going to knock Crawford out? Come fight night, you'll find out who Crawford really is. Another supporter echoed the sentiment, referencing Crawford's dominant win over Errol Spence Jr. "Y'all called the Spence fight a 50-50 he won. Then you said Spence was damaged from his accident. Now suddenly the Canelo fight is 70-30 in Canelo's favor? I just hope you don't start making excuses when the GOAT wins again. He's even older than Canelo, so age isn't an excuse either.
Without the strap? Okay. Shit.
Of course, not everyone is sold on Crawford's greatness. One outspoken critic took a harsh jab, commenting, "Weight classes exist for a reason, and if you refuse to learn that, you end up as the victim of the knockout of the year." Crawford's been overhyped his whole career, no real names on his resume. It's Canelo's time to turn out the lights and expose him as the average fighter he really is. But while the doubters continue to talk, the undefeated champion remains locked in. As the fight draws closer, Terence Crawford has ramped up the intensity of his training, experimenting with advanced conditioning techniques and weight-building strategies to minimize the size disadvantage. And if his early sessions are any indication, he's off to an impressive start.
Incline.
Terence Crawford's preparation for his upcoming fight against Canelo Alvarez blends intense physical conditioning with a sharp mental focus, an approach that continues to set him apart in the boxing world. His current training routine is a well-rounded mix designed to sharpen his skills, maintain peak physical form, boost punching power, and help him gain the weight needed to compete at Canelo's level. A typical day in Crawford's camp includes circuit weight training, speed and agility drills, and intense core workouts like when Coach Brian McIntyre slams a heavy medicine ball onto Crawford's abdomen as he does crunches. His routine also features mountain runs and swimming, which he favors for cardio. "We'll swim 30 minutes to an hour every night," says McIntyre. It's low impact, easy on the joints, and helps with recovery and muscle regeneration. It's not natural for him, so it pushes him harder. It's a different kind of cardio than running, but it pays off. Crawford then transitions into his boxing regimen, where he's constantly refining both offensive and defensive techniques. One of his standout traits is his ability to seamlessly switch stances during a fight, something that becomes especially clear during pad work. It's this combination of versatility, discipline, and innovation that makes Crawford such a formidable opponent. Initially, Crawford's coaches encouraged him to stick to a single stance, but they soon realized it was more effective to train him in both orthodox and southpaw. That decision has become a defining aspect of his style, and he continues to practice switching stances in training to this day. Like most fighters, Crawford spent his early years sparring regularly to sharpen his skills, but his talent stood out immediately. Even elite fighters like Timothy Bradley were impressed by his abilities. Now, as one of the top pound-for-pound boxers in the world, it's other fighters who seek him out for sparring. Few manage to keep up dot though. Crawford is naturally right-handed. He's just as dangerous fighting from the left. When Crawford spars, he frequently showcases his world-class left hand, a weapon he's honed to elite levels. Boxing fans understand that punching power doesn't come naturally. It's the result of relentless hard work. One of the key tools in developing that power is the heavy bag, and Crawford, like any top-tier professional, relies on it extensively. He uses the heavy bag to sharpen his technique and build shoulder endurance. Watching him train, you'll see explosive power, rapid-fire combinations, and everything in between. To maximize his results, Crawford varies the tempo sometimes, tapping the bag lightly to work on precision and timing. Other times, unleashing full-force punches to develop raw strength and impact. Pad work is a core part of Crawford's training and plays a vital role in developing his overall boxing skills. He's been working with many of his coaches since early in his career, building a deep trust and understanding over the years. During pad sessions, the focus isn't on speed or power instead. Crawford drills specific offensive and defensive scenarios, honing his technique, timing, and ring IQ to sharpen his movement and precision even further. His team incorporates tools like reaction noodles and punch shields. These exercises help simulate real fight situations, forcing Crawford to stay sharp and responsive. Crawford is also an exceptional shadow boxer. His calm, fluid movements and ability to adapt mid-session mirror the same qualities he brings into the ring poise, awareness, and the ability to adjust to any challenge in front of him. Crawford makes throwing both offensive and defensive punches look effortless. But behind that smooth execution is relentless effort and mental toughness. He regularly trains under grueling conditions to push his limits, always striving to sharpen both body and mind. One of his go-to drills involves shadow boxing with light 2 kilograms dumbbells. This routine helps him build strength without sacrificing speed or fluidity, allowing him to strike with power while remaining light on his feet to further improve his accuracy and timing. Crawford incorporates the double end bag into his workouts. This specialized tool forces him to stay sharp, helping him perfect his footwork, head movement, and reflexes critical elements for success in the ring. Coach Brian "Bob McIntyre also uses training sticks to keep Crawford sharp, surprising him with quick strikes to force defensive reactions and improve reflexes. It's just one of the many creative tools used to keep Crawford on edge and constantly adapting. Equally important is his nutrition, which is carefully tailored to support peak performance and recovery. His diet focuses on lean proteins, complex carbohydrates, and consistent hydration. "I let my coach handle everything with the food," Crawford told Muscle and Fitness. "My nutritionist tells him what she wants me to eat, and she fixes it. The last time, she was actually with me the entire camp, handled everything. I don't worry about that. They cook it, and I eat it." Terence Crawford's camp believes his secret weapon, his unorthodox style, could present a unique challenge for Canelo Alvarez as the two prepare for their high-stakes showdown. That unpredictable approach may prove to be a game-changer in the ring. However, concerns have been raised about Crawford jumping up 2 full weight classes to face Canelo. In a recent interview with Fight Hub TV, Anders suggested that Crawford should take a tune-up fight at 160 pounds to adjust. "I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight at 160, just to feel what it's like against a bigger guy," he said. Yaron Boots Ennis didn't hold back when weighing in on the matchup. Canelo's been at that weight for a while. He's been pinning big guys out, Ennis said. Crawford's smaller, and Canelo's been dropping dudes who come in at like 200 pounds on fight night. While Canelo may not be a natural super middleweight either, he's proven he can hurt and finish opponents significantly larger than Crawford. That reality isn't lost on those who understand the brutal nuances of the fight game. Others in the boxing world have voiced similar concerns about the weight jump. Timothy Bradley, speaking to BoxingScene.com, acknowledged Crawford's elite skills, but warned about the challenge ahead. Crawford is probably the most complete fighter right now, Bradley said, but the size difference can't be ignored. It's a real jump. Crawford, however, remains unfazed. On Max on Boxing, he reaffirmed his fearless mindset. I'll fight anybody at any weight. That's what greatness is about. It's that kind of mentality that makes this potential clash with Canelo Alvarez so compelling for fans. But the question looms large. Can elite skill overcome elite size and power? Crawford may be one of the most technically gifted fighters the sport has ever seen, but facing Canelo without a tune-up leaves no room for mistakes, and Canelo is no stranger to big fights. He shared the ring with legends like Floyd Mayweather, Miguel Cotto, Shane Mosley, Sergey Koval, and has gone toe-to-toe 3 times with longtime rival Gennady Golovkin.
That's like a 50-50, 60-40. You know, you gotta lean towards Canelo because he's been at that weight for a long time now, and he been pitting big guys out and things like that. And you know, Crawford a little smaller. You know, so I don't know. We gotta see how it play out come whenever they fight. When they supposed to fight, September or something like that.
September.
Yeah, we gotta see how it play out. You know, we don't know. It's boxing. You know, but I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo.
Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin faced off over a 5-year span, beginning with their first encounter in September 2017, a controversial majority draw that many felt Golovkin should have won. The highly anticipated rematch came a year later, with Canelo edging out a narrow points victory. Their third and final bout in 2022 was the most decisive of the trilogy, with Alvarez earning a more comfortable win on the judges' scorecards. Canelo has since signed a blockbuster 4-fight deal with Riyadh Season, with the first bout set for May 3rd. In that fight, he will take on IBF super middleweight champion William Skull as he aims to reclaim the title of undisputed super middleweight. Champion. One man who knows firsthand what it takes to prepare for Canelo is veteran trainer Abel Sanchez, who coached Golovkin during the first 2 battles of the legendary rivalry in 2017 and 2018.
And big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68-pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. You know, it's gonna be a great fight. You know, the fans want to see it. So, you know, so be it.
Veteran boxing trainer Abel Sanchez recently shared his thoughts with Fight Hub TV, weighing in on several key matchups in the sport, including the much anticipated potential clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Sanchez made it clear that, in his view, Crawford may be stepping too far out of his weight class. "Come on, I think it's a ridiculous fight," Sanchez said. "Crawford is too small. Canelo, in my opinion, is the face of boxing right now. Just look at his resume. It might be competitive for a little while because of Crawford's hand speed, kind of like when Golovkin fought Kell Brook. The speed was there early, but over time, Canelo will start pounding on him." Sanchez predicts that the fight would end somewhere between the 9th and 12th round, saying, Anything Canelo hits him with is going to hurt. He may not catch him early because of Crawford's foot and hand speed. Crawford's a heck of a fighter at his natural weight. But when he fought Madrimov at 154, we saw the difference weight can make. I don't care how much he bulks up, 168 is going to be a different world.